Don't let me forget that when I'm scoring this song. What's up, dreamers? I'm Bryce from Midnight Notion, and this is the Rocker Review. Miracle, track number 7 from Paramore's album Riot. We have now entered the second half of the record, and I'm excited to get into it. This record has been an absolute banger so far. As usual, I'm going to be ranking this song, but the ranking means nothing. It's just because I want to figure out what my favorite song from this record is. So I'm going to be doing that ranking using the following criteria: structure, flow, melody, engagement, and lyrics. Each category is a 0 to 4 scale, with 0 being not for me and 4 being great. 2 is the baseline standard, just like every other song, and that's the system I'm using. I encourage you to play along and put in the comments down below what score you gave this song. Make sure you hit the subscribe button because I love having you here, and make sure you check out my music. Midnight Notion is available wherever you get your music online, so check that out as well. But now, let's check out Miracle. Let's see what kind of song this is. Is it gonna be a fast song or a slow song? I'm looking for a slow song. Not slow. That's okay, I like rock. A little offbeat? Yeah. I like those offbeats.
I've gone for too long, living like I'm not alive. So I'm gonna start over.
Is the bass there?
Beginning with you and I, with this memory.
It sounds a little bit like they mixed the bass lower. It feels like it's still playing, but it's so quiet. It feels like it's just drums and guitars. Something feels like the low end is missing in the first half of that verse. And I want to go back to it because see if you can hear the transition. It feels like it's a little bit thicker. It feels like the bass is more present here. So what I'm hearing from the guitars is like a something like that. There might be one chugging in the background. I know there's 2 guitars. They're usually playing different things. It sounds like that. But it sounds like there is bass, but it's quiet. I'm going to go back a few seconds, see if we can get to the beginning of the verse. It's there, it's just quiet. Listen to the bass.
Beginning with you and I, with this memory.
Feels thicker now.
I'm gonna make sure it's replaced.
Very curious.
With chances taken, hope embraced, and have I told you I'm not going? 'Cause I've been waiting for a miracle, and I'm not leaving. I won't let you give up on a miracle when it might save you.
You know, I like what's going on here. Structurally speaking, it feels like we're in more than just 4s. What am I talking about when I say that? A lot of songs, a lot of riffs, it's just in 4s. The riff goes on for 1 measure, it goes on for a 2nd measure, it goes on for a 3rd measure, it goes on for a 4th measure. That's it. If it goes on any further than that, it's repeating the first 4 measures again. Sometimes the first 3 are different than the last one, or maybe the first one's different, the second one's different, the first one's a repeat, or the third one's a repeat of the first one, the 4th one is a repeat of the second one. Whatever it is, usually songs are written in 2s or 4s. It feels like we have a 4 and then an additional 2 on the end. That doesn't make it a different time signature. It just means that riffs are lasting longer than they normally are. They're like 6-bar riffs. Now, I don't know this for sure because I haven't been counting, but it feels that way. Something feels like we're not quite hitting 4s. It feels like we're extending just a little bit. It's still in 4/4. I hope I'm not confusing too many people by saying 4 in a bunch of different contexts, but it feels like things are stretching. So I'm going to go back one more time. I'm going to listen to this chorus again, and I'm going to count it. I'm going to see if I can find the measures.
I'm gonna make sure it's replaced with chances taken, hope embraced.
Chorus is coming.
And have I told you I'm not going? 'Cause I've been waiting for a miracle, and I'm not leaving. I won't let you
So it is in fours, but something goofy is happening. We have sort of a regular 4, and then we have a 2. And then we have another regular 4 and another 2. So altogether, it all adds up. Those extra 2s on the end kind of go around to make it even it out, to make it feel like the whole thing is in 4s, but it's still a little bit different than normal. And I like that. Points for structure here. Don't let me forget that when I'm scoring this song. Let's keep going. Now the bass is full.
Anything uncomfortable. We've tied our pain below, and no one ever has to know.
A note, this seems like it's probably the most straight of all of the verses on this record so far. Usually there's a weird drum groove or the pattern's different. This one has the most like steady bu-bu-ka, 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 bu-bu-ka. Not much rhythmic interest in the verses, and that's okay because once we get into that main riff, that driving chorus, the heavy parts, we have a lot of offbeats. And what I mean is that the downbeat, like the beginning of the riff is on the and. The 4 and. If you count 1, 2, 3, 4, and. We're starting on the and, where usually you're starting on the 1. This one is pushing it. It's pushing the song forward. That's one way to get the energy kind of moving, that forward momentum, having that da 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 that little offbeat coming down on that really drives the song forward. So we have a straight verse section, boop-a-ka, boop-a-ka, and those offbeats really drive the chorus. I like that. That's cool. Not interesting on the verses like it has been the rest of the record, but intentionally so because the rest of the record has had pretty straight choruses. So the weird rhythms in the verses are juxtaposed with the straight chorus, whereas here we have a straight verse and a pushing chorus with those offbeats. Very cool. Keyboard? There's a little like riff in the background. It might be a second guitar with an effect on it, some sort of like EBO or something like that. But we have sort of it feels soft, it feels round, it feels like something on a keyboard, like a synthesizer. Listen to this. Building up, loosen those hi-hats. Different build. So it is 6. Heavy bridge. Ooh, that was cool. I love that drop. Let's go back to that. This time is just vocals and there's a reverse guitar to really suck you in. Oh my God, everything's gone and zhoop. Listen again. Yeah! Just guitars and singing.
So I'm gonna start over tonight.
Bass is small.
Beginning with you and I don't
Bass is big.
want to run from
There's that synthy thing.
uncomfortable. I just want you. I just need this pain to end right here.
Nice. With background vocals.
'Cause I've been waiting for a miracle, and I'm not leaving. I won't let you give up on a miracle. 'Cause it might save you.
Halftime vibe. Gotta have it.
Yeah, it might save you. Oh, it might save you. It's not faithless. If you use your eyes, if you use your eyes, if you use your eyes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, what a fun song that was. A lot of interesting stuff rhythmically here, a little bit different. I pretty much missed all of the singing in this song because I was so focused on the structure, the build, the melody, and the music. So I missed a lot of it, but let's give it some points anyway. Here we go. Structure. I said I wasn't going to forget it, and so I'm going to say it right now. I really appreciate that the chorus is not just a 4-bar section, but rather a 6-bar section. It's still in 4/4, but it's 6 times 2, and that's very creative. I don't want to say very creative. It's not like Haley and Paramore are the first ones to ever do this, but because so many songs in existence tend to land in 4s, having those extra 2 measures at the end of each repeat makes it different, makes the structure fresh. And also, on top of that, it seems verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, but there's actually one final verse before the final chorus. So it's actually verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus. So already we're breaking the structure from the norm by adding that extra verse in there. And then we're also breaking the structure, instead of just having sections of 4s, sections of 6. So altogether, I think structurally this song is very sound in its structure. That is to say, this one gets a 3. Flow. Once again, I don't have any problems. I think Paramore is really, really great at the flow of their songs. It comes in hot. It's got a nice groove during the verses. We pick it up a little in the choruses. We have a heavy bridge. We come back down for another verse. We come back up. We have a halftime vibe. They love their halftime endings, that final chorus or that final outro, having that extra little vibe on the end. That's pretty cool. So altogether, the flow is really nice. My favorite parts have to be when everything stops and it's just vocals and like a backwards guitar sound, or just the bling of the one guitar, or just when the background harmonies are and it's just when everything stops and there's something unique. It's got like a really like, whoa, pay attention now, and we're back. And so that was really cool. I like that a lot. If I'm to be honest, flow is starting to kind of lose energy for me right now, because I've heard the rest of this record. Everything is awesome, but it's all starting to blend together, and I'm having a hard time telling which song is which. I'm having a hard time remembering, because they all have such a wonderful flow that there's nothing really different about the songs anymore. Does that make sense? Just on my first listen, if I listen multiple times, obviously I'm going to become a fan. I'm going to like songs more than others. But right now, I'm not noticing a whole lot about this song that's different from the rest of the songs. And that's starting to sort of weigh on me. So now that we're on the second half of the record, I'm hoping for something a little bit different. All the songs have a very similar vibe except for one. And so I'm really craving something new. That's just the eclectic person in me. I love what they're doing. There's nothing wrong with these songs. But I just have to mention that now, while we're here on track number, what is it again? 6, 7? Track number 7. I have to mention it now because future videos, I might have to pull that score down. So it's not a perfect flow because I'm starting to feel that, but I do really like the flow of the song. So right now, it's a 3. Melody, same thing as I was just saying about the flow. The melodies are starting to sort of blend together for me. They're all catchy, they're all fun songs, but I'm starting to have troubles remembering any parts of the song. Even though I just heard it, I'm still mixing it up with songs earlier on the record. So because of that, it's not sticking as much. Most of the points in this category right now are coming because of the drums and the guitar work, and whatever's going on the bass there in this song, I don't know, it feels like it's not even there in the first half of the verse, and then it shows up the second half, but it does feel like it is there. So it's like either mixed lower or it's EQ'd differently, but it feels fuller the second half. Either way, melodically, I'm not remembering much more than the music. I'm not remembering Haley's vocal melodies as much, at least not in this song. So melodically, I'm going to say this is standard. It's a 2. Engagement. I say it every single song. I'm going to bob my head to every single song. So that's not really engagement points for me. I do like feeling engaged. And I had a few of those like, oh, moments when they had the stops and the guitar was just playing, or it was a reverse effect, or the harmony vocals were going in. I had those oh moments, but I didn't feel like I was able to play along. And once again, the engagement category is trying to get people to play along on their first time listening. And that's a very, very hard thing to do. Not every song is going to be able to do that. So yes, the song does what it sets out to do. It's very fun to listen to. It's very grooving. But as far as engagement, I didn't feel like I was able to sing along until the very end. Something about your eyes. What does it say? It says, if you use your eyes. I started hearing it at the end, and I know that it comes in a couple of times during the verses, but we don't really get any sort of firm repetition that makes me feel like I can sing instinctively. And that's the key word, instinctively. So just on the engagement category, the song is great, but I didn't feel like I could play along. And that's the only reason. This is the basic standard songwriting 2. Lyrics, let's take a hard look at them, shall we? Here we go. Lyrics. I've gone for too long, living like I'm not alive. Boy, is that ever relatable. I've been there as well. I've written songs like that. Feeling like you're not alive, living like you're not alive. That's like you're stuck in some sort of dream world. Somewhere in Dream World is available wherever you get your music online. And dream world isn't always the best place to be. Sometimes you really got to get out there and experience the world for what it is. But sometimes you can't see the world for what it is because you're stuck in somewhere a little bit darker, a little bit worse off. And getting out of that cave, climbing out of that cave is a very hard thing to do. And sometimes you need professional help in order to do that. So I really, really understand that line. So I'm going to start over tonight, beginning with you and I. This doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. This could be Haley reaching out to someone who's feeling down. A few of you commented that one of the other songs was about someone who lost their life. And so it seems like she may be reaching out to someone. We're going to start over. We're going to stop living in this dream world, and we're going to start living in reality, starting with you and I. When this memory fades, I'm going to make sure it's replaced with chances taken, hope embraced, and have I told you. I know that this have I told you is kind of dangling here on the end because it's setting up the chorus, but I love the second half of this verse because we're just talking about, all this time we've wasted doing nothing. We're going to take some chances. We're going to go out there. We're going to get life. We're going to make life happen for us. We're going to take no prisoners. We're just going to let the flames begin. That's a different song. But I like the attitude of this. No more dark, dirty sadness. We're going to make something great happen because there's plenty of greatness in the world. And there sure as hell is. So remember, not everybody is able to just have toxic positivity all the time. I know that's not something that can happen. I get down and dark all the time too. It's okay. It happens. Seek help. Talk to your friends. Make music. Get whatever you got to do. Get that emotion out. Just feel it all the way and then move on to the next emotion. Because I'll tell you what, once you get rid of those emotions, life is very bright and very colorful and very wonderful. You just got to know where to look. And it's hard to look. So if you're having troubles looking for that brightness, you come to me and I'll show you some brightness. I promise. I love you. I respect you. You matter. You're awesome. All right, let's move on. I'm not going because I've been waiting for a miracle, and I'm not leaving. I won't let you give up on a miracle when it might save you. So once again, this is Haley telling this person, I'm not going to leave you alone. I'm not going to leave you in your sadness. I'm here with you. We're going to go together. We're going to make life happen. We've learned to run from anything uncomfortable. Bad decision. We've tied our pain below, and no one ever has to know. Hiding all that discomfort in your life, bottling up those emotions is very hard on a person. It's very not a good idea. Let it flow. Let it open up that bottle and let it all roll out. It sucks in the moment, but it gets so much better if you just feel it. That inside we're broken. I try to patch things up again to calm my tears and kill these fears. But have I told you, have I? I want to talk about the rhyme scheme of these verses. We're going to go back to the first verse. Look at the end. Long, alive, tonight, I. So we have an A, B, B, B structure for the first half. The second half, fades, replaced, embraced, and you. This time we have A, B. She has inverted the rhyme scheme from the first half to the second half. So that's cool. But then we get to the second verse. We've from uncomfortable, below, no. So we have a one, or like an A, B, C, C. And then we have broken, again, fears, have I. There's no rhyme scheme there. She's abandoned the code. Everything we set up in that first verse is different in the second verse. So this is a complete opposite from the last song, where the second verse is actually adding to and changing up and making something interesting of this. We also have a new internal rhyme here: to calm my tears and kill these fears. Just in the middle right there, we have that internal rhyme. I love it. It's a cool structure. We go down, the bridge is longer. Typically the verses are longer and the bridge is shorter, but this bridge actually has some length to it. It's not faith if you use your eyes, you'll lie. And what truth is that? I mean, you will tell yourself that things are okay even when they're not. That's a horrible place to be in. Let yourself know when things are not okay. Embrace it and move on from it. Cut out all the toxic people in your life. There are so many better people in the world. Trust me, it gets better. I believe in you. I love you. I'm talking too much to you. I should be talking about the song. But this song is getting me amped up. I'm really happy about these lyrics. I think I've said everything I need to say about these lyrics. I have no real complaints. I think that there are better lyrics in the world, but these are written really well. They're calling attention to something that we're all going to experience at some point in our lives. It's really kind of anthematic in its nature to like rise above, and the energy is very protective, but also like, let's go do it. I'm going to save you, but also I'm going to work with you, and we're going to kick some butt. So let's go out there and have a great life. Lyrically, I like the song a whole lot, so I'm going to give it a 3. And so Miracle gets a grand total of 13 points. Well done, Miracle. Let's see where it lands on the top 10 board. It looks like it is currently in 4th place, tied with When It Rains. So good job. It's not at the bottom. It's not at the top. At the top still, we got That's What You Get in 1st place with 19. And we got Misery Business and Hallelujah tied in 6th place. So that is the ranking so far. That's where it is. Now it's your turn. You tell me in the comments below, using my method, what score did you give the song? Or create your own method and tell me what score you'd give it. If you rate the song Camel, that's totally cool. I don't know your system. Your system is awesome. Make sure you subscribe. So studio, make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you can be here for the next song. We're doing this whole record. We still got several songs to go. And make sure you check out Midnight Notion. My music is available all over the internet. And you Paramore fans out there are really going to like what you hear. I promise you, there's some stuff that it relates. We're very similar vibes in certain songs. So please check that out. And of course, I will see you back here for the next video, because I know you're going to be here because I love you. You love me. I hope you love me, because I don't want a one-sided relationship here. I'll see you on the next one. You rock. You matter. Peace out. Rock on. You rock. How do I end these things? You rock.